You go back to worthless again and again. Look over your life. When things get tough, you go worthless. When you should push out and push forward, you go in and you hide and you protect and you go worthless. Okay? You keep using worthless as a way to do life. Worthless as an addiction. Now, this is going to be a really interesting conversation because sometimes when we think of addictions, we're thinking of the drug user, we're thinking of the alcoholic, we're thinking of the person who's stuffing their face with food, we're thinking of someone who's using cocaine or doing some kind of thing. But there are process addictions. Sex is a process addiction. Gambling is a process addiction. Codependency is a process addiction, being addicted to a person. Okay? Now, I have seen worthless as a very strong addiction process, which is interesting because, see, now I've seen thousands of people over my career. Okay? Now, as I look at the souls of these people, some people are addicted to worthless as much as any sex addict, alcoholic, drug addict, or workaholic I've ever met. Now, I'm going to walk you through the grid of what addiction actually is, and I want you to think through worthless in your own life and see if this applies. Because if it does, it may be, oh, that's why I can't get to shake this thing. That's why I'm failing. Okay? So let me quickly walk through some of the characteristics of addiction. And if you got a few of these, you probably want to be looking at this maybe differently. Because maybe you are using it in an addictive way. In a way that doesn't make sense. It's keeping your life out of control. You're unmanageable. Okay? So let's walk through this. Now, worthless. If you've had an honest moment in your life and you said, I've got to stop this. I got to stop acting like I'm worthless, like I'm not good enough, like I can't do anything. I got to stop this. And you tried to stop. Well, that'd be one. You should look at that. Did I try to stop? Ever try to stop this stuff? You can answer yes or no. Number two, you made promises to stop. I promise I'm going to behave better. I promise to have boundaries. I promise I'm not going to stay in a bad relationship. I promise I'm going to take risk. I'm going to try. I'm not going to do this again to myself. Number two, did you make promises? Yes or no? Number three, you failed. You promised and you failed. You're back to worthless thinking, worthless behaving, worthless boundaryless relationships. You're back to the same thing. You have failed. That'd be number three. Ask yourself yes or no. Number four, you keep using. You go back to worthless again and again. Look over your life. When things get tough, you go worthless. When you should push out and push forward, you go in and you hide and you protect and you go worthless. Okay? You keep using worthless as a way to do life. Okay? If that's you, then answer yes or no. Next, number five, having consequences. You have consequences. You've lost relationships. You didn't take opportunities. You didn't get the raise. You didn't go for it. You didn't start the business. There's things in your life that you have consequences. Okay, maybe it's just the way you live in general is a consequence to the way you believe and feel about worthless. Okay? Now, even after having the consequences, not getting the advancement, losing relationships, or whatever that is in your life, or maybe never getting into a relationship, okay? Whatever that consequence is in your life, even though you have that consequence, number six, you keep using worthless even after having a consequence, which makes no sense at all, right? Worthless got me this consequence. Now I'm going to behave worthless even afterwards. Instead of waking up and saying, wait a minute, this isn't working for me. You keep using. Number seven, worthless is keeping you for probably other activities. You're not engaged socially, you're not trying new things, you're not having sports, you're not working out, you're not really engaging in things because you're worthless. And you have your reasons why you're worthless. They're all lies, but you have your reasons why you can't, won't, and shouldn't. Okay? I mean, some people, they use their theology. The world's coming to an end, so I can't try anything. I can't do anything. I can't risk anything. I can't start something. Okay? Well, they've been having that doctrine for like as long as I can remember, 30 years now, and it's not happening. And those people who are hiding aren't benefiting. The people who are actually advancing the kingdom are what we're commissioned to do. Now, so it keeps you from other activities. Another thing is, it absorbs more and more time. Now look over the course of your life, how much worthless took in your life when you were younger, as a child, as a teenager, in your 20s, in your 30s. Now look at yourself now. Are you more preoccupied with it? Are you more absorbed with it? Does it have more space in your life? Is it bigger in your heart than ever? Then it's absorbing more time, okay? Lastly, using it more and more to avoid life, relationships, sexuality, taking risks, growing in your business, growing in your career. And it seems like to be your almost default. I can't. I'm not worthy of. I shouldn't even try. I'm going to fail. I know I can't do it. My parents said I'm a failure. I am a failure. Listen, those are all lies, but you might be using it more and more, bigger drinks, to avoid things. Now, if you've hit off a few of those, say 3, 4 or more, you probably have an addiction to worthless. Now, I'm a psychologist. I'm not using that term lightly. I'm not using it unintelligently. And I'm not using it as a way to give you an excuse. I'm using it as a way for you to say, oh, that's maybe why I've been unsuccessful. And maybe that's why I need to work the workbooks and work the step books, because I need to get out of this thinking. I can't do it by myself. I've tried again and again. That's the classic addiction. Okay? Now, you can develop a team. You can put a few people in your life, get an accountability partner, do things that can help you. You don't have to stay addicted to worthless, but I can tell you if you are, if you don't address it, it gets worse and worse and worse. It takes more and more of your life and more of your time. And when you face the King, you will have so little to give to him because you have given worthless so much of your bandwidth of your life. I am telling you again, you are worthy. If you failed in the past, you are worthy. If you're addicted to this, you're worthy. You're worthy to be free. You're worthy to walk free. You're worthy to have a clear mind. You're worthy to accomplish the things God put in your heart and life. And you're worthy to try. And you're worthy to believe. And I want to encourage you to believe that you are worthy. To begin to put it in your heart, put it in your spirit, and put it into your behavior so that the people around you are blessed by you.